Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another live show of PD's Football Live Show on the channel. Again, plenty of things to discuss about again. Of course, I think we're going to talk about England and how bollocks they've been in this UEFA Nations League. Fuck me, man. What on earth? Fixtures are out, Premier League fixtures, and we could have asked for a better start for the first game of the season. Oh, yes. So home to Nottingham Forest. As well, definitely. Of course, the Hugo Ekitike starting to look a little bit more positive now after there's been lots of reports going on that other clubs, he was going to go to other clubs instead until Keith Downey come out and get Twitter says they're trying to get personal terms agreed now, which is good. I do, however, think the Botman deal is completely dead in the water now. We can tell he wants to go to AC Milan and all that, and also talk about other transfers happening as well. Of course, Marnie looks like he could be well off to Barcelona. I mean, off to Bayern Munich this time. So it's very interesting what's going around. And of course, when we have an hour of this show as well, you know what happens as well. And mind you, we've got one funny one to show tonight as well. We have got one funny one to show tonight as well, definitely. So, hey ho. Anyway, guys, if you do enjoy tonight's show, please do hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel as well and really do enjoy the content. As well, if you would like to donate as well, we do have Super Chat as well. So you can click the $sign and donate. And you can become a member of the channel for just 99p only. 99p to become a member of the channel. And if you would like to join in for tonight's show as well, of course, the link is pinned in the live chat as well. So if you click on the link, and I'll see you in the waiting room, and of course, bring you on tonight's show. We'll just rattle through some comments before we get you know who in who's all ready and waiting. Luca's in the house. Hi, Luca. Hope you're well. Close. You're close to making a new midfielder signing. So very interesting. Luca, big O. Hope you're doing well. The Heat Army. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Very well, thanks. Let's move on from Botman. I totally agree. I think it's dead in the water. He wants to go to AC Milan. That is the thing. So there you are. Joe Litton's in the house, hi, and he says move on from Botman and Ekitike. I think the Ekitike one's looking more positive, so I've got the feeling he will be joining us now. But the Botman one, yeah, I completely agree with that. 100% now. And yeah, that's just looking like we're not getting anywhere with that one now, are we? But hey ho. But anyway, let's get two of the guys in that are waiting. Of course, one of them is you Chippers. And of course, Gordon is in the house as well. Good evening, fellas. How are we all?
Yeah, fade yourself.
I was alright until he started talking about food picks, and I thought, oh god, y'all got it again. I must have missed them last week.
Yeah, you did actually. There's some quite good ones we had on last week, and you missed them. So, well, we'll start with that pile of shite on Tuesday against Hungary.
Someone explain
what was that to me.
Shite, absolutely shite.
It was embarrassing, but what I laughed at is I had the radio on Wednesday and there was people still defending Southgate, and I thought, how can you defend that? We're playing Hungary. I'm not being funny, but that team he picked should have been good enough to beat Hungary.
I agree. I agree.
And then, a 3-0 down, he brings on Maguire and takes off. Was it a winger or a striker?
Took Saka off. Maguire on.
What was the point?
And not to mention his other substitutions, they could make a difference as well. Could not change the game.
Why didn't you bring Grealish on? Why didn't you bring Abraham on or anything like that? It's just ridiculous. He's negative. He's ridiculous. I don't want him as England manager for the World Cup.
I mean, it looks like he will be.
Manager.
But does that give you worry going into the tournament?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I see we've got before the World Cup, Germany and Italy in friendlies. We've just played them and couldn't beat them.
Yeah.
So we're facing the possibility of going into a World Cup without winning a game in about 6 or 7 games if we don't beat them. And that's not good form, no matter what people say.
You've got to think about it. If we get relegated to League B as well, we're going to play League B.
I mean,
we scored one goal in the 4 games and it was a penalty.
Yeah, we've just not looked like scoring in any game, have we?
No.
It's been that rank bad to watch. And Hungary, of all people, a team you can expect England to put aside easily, come up to Molineux, of all places, and absolutely rinse us from start to finish.
Like I say, we're going to think about we're going to play. Once we get relegated to League B, we're going to play four more games of Group B.
Yeah, there you are.
Okay. Can I just say as well, why isn't he selected any? Why did he select one left back in the whole squad? Why is he still playing right backs at left back for 3 of the 4 games he played right? In fact, for 3.5 of the 4 games he's played right backs at left back.
Yeah, I mean, James on Tuesday night, we've had Trippier there as well, who thought I did a good job against Italy, I thought.
Should have played Saka left back.
Saka, I think you want him further forward.
Yeah.
But he had him. It's first game against Hungary where he went 5 at the back, or there was another
game as a wing back.
He played as Saka as a wing back.
Ridiculous, man.
I mean, it doesn't give you confidence for the World Cup, does it?
God help us in the World Cup, Peter.
Because you don't know who do you think, because you wonder who is he going to select as well, which worries as well. Of course, you'll have his favourites as well.
That's probably our strongest team. That's where it is. I mean, if you look right, he comes out and says, "Oh, we weren't at full strength." Well, tell us what areas we weren't at full strength at. I mean, apart from Pickford and Nets, that was your full strength team.
Well, you had Ramsdale the past couple of games, but there was a lot of people put the blame onto him on Tuesday night for the goals we conceded. You can't. I mean,
after 2 games.
Look at the gaps.
Not when the people in front of them are making complete lapses of concentration. Phillips for the second goal misplaced the pass. Maguire got skinned for the last goal. The first goal, Harry Kane, what he's doing trying to clear it when he miscued the ball completely.
Yeah, I mean, the second yellow for John Stones, I think, is it soft?
Why are they sending people off in tournaments like that?
I don't know.
It doesn't achieve anything.
Again, but you can't. That would have changed the game even if we still had 11 men on the pitch. Absolutely no chance. It was that bad. Oh, we've got Lawrence in. Yes, so we'll get him in.
Hey, guys.
Lawrence, what did we make of that? What did we make of that pile of shite on Tuesday?
Absolutely dreadful.
I mean, does that give you concerns about going into the World Cup?
We could do a lot better than this. To be honest, I mean, Germany, all right. We weren't great, but like those are you'd think better teams than Hungary, but man. I mean,
it's Hungary. You expect England to be putting them aside.
Yeah.
They just come up to Molineux and we get absolutely taken to the cleaners.
Aye. I mean, we beat these 4-0 in their backyard in the qualifiers. So how have they managed to come to Molineux and do the same thing to us?
Exactly. It was just laughable. I don't know what on earth we were doing. So
you know what I laugh at as well on the Tuesday or Wednesday, I had talk shite on. Danny Murphy was on. And he goes, "Oh, I won't pay anything into these results. I won't read too much into it or anything like that." But I'm thinking we've got 2 games now before the World Cup, so we've got to, because these are the games he was using as experiments for the World Cup. And then he went. Then he goes, "Oh yeah, I think Gareth Southgate could get a job at a top 6 club. You know, really, he could manage someone like Man United." I thought, what planet's he on?
This manager had Borough relegated from the Premier League. And Borough have not been back up since.
They went up in 2016, but that's one season.
That was just one season. They did. Apologies for that. But yeah, that was it. But they went straight back down again. people will say, "Oh, but he got us to a final, semi-final."
Aye, but do you see who we're playing in the final?
Exactly.
Finals.
I mean, the World Cup. Who were we up against? Tunisia, Panama. We did have
Colombia.
Belgium. We did have Belgium. We had to knock Colombia on a penalty shootout. We should have that game buried in the bag.
I mean, let's be honest, the game against Belgium in the group stages was Belgium's B team because they rested all their team and were still bang average against them. And then the Croatia game were 1-0 up after 5 minutes and he just defended. And then if you look at the Euros, we got through the group comfortably. We played crap in all the games. We only scored 2 goals. We got 7 points. Scotland should have beaten us. And then you look at, Denmark. We got lucky because we got a penalty in extra time. Germany, they were an aging team. That was their last tournament together. I mean, I don't think any of them, apart from Muller, I think the rest of them, and is it the goalkeeper? What's he called? The Munich one.
Oh yeah.
I think they're the only 2 that survived from the game we played against them last season. And let's be honest, if Muller had scored that chance where he was through 1-on-1, things might have been different. And then if you look in the final, we scored in the first 2 minutes, and then you would just shut up shop. It was ridiculous. It was Steve Bruce-esque football, and I'm sorry, but that's not how football is now. It's completely. You need a manager who's proactive and reactive both at once, and he's reactive. He's not proactive where he can change it like there and then. He has to wait until the other managers change it to change it. It's like for example, look at what Mancini did in that final when we played them. He literally saw that we outrun them, and then he changed it straight away. They controlled the game for the majority of the since we scored, they controlled it. You just can't do that. Can't do that.
And if we have a poor World Cup, Southgate has got to be fired after that, no doubt.
He's got to be, but didn't he just sign a new contract in 2024 or something?
He did.
To the next Euros.
He does, but I don't know. It all depends who he selects and how we perform. Because the Nations League thought would give us that bit of confidence, but we've just looked all over the place.
Well, there might be a clause in it that says if we go out at certain stages in the World Cup that they can terminate it, I suppose. Or
yep, exactly. He says predicted in Newcastle United 8th. Where do you think we'll finish? I think 7th.
I've said 9th or 10th.
I've seen the signed Tom Allen, who obviously just left Newcastle, cracking signing for Gateshead.
Yes, Tom Allen has joined the Heat Army now, so there you are. He has. Chippers, oh God, Chippers. Joe Litton's with his TalkSport not defended Southgate. Well, that's TalkSport for you, isn't it? Dave says Southgate is another Steve Bruce. Yeah, his performances have been like that, haven't they? Saka and Maguire bullshit anyway. Maguire is, but I rate Saka.
Yeah, but the thing is, when he played Saka, he played him as a wing back. He's not a wing back.
That's the thing, yeah. Graham Potter for England. I think he would do good as England manager, Graham Potter. Wenger would play the best football for England's players, possibly, but
he's past it.
I don't think. I don't think you'll see Wenger manager.
He's been out the game for 4 years. Nah.
Well, he wants to do kicking instead of throwing now, doesn't he? And apparently they're going to trial it in some country.
Yeah,
the Dutch second division or something like that, or third division.
I don't know. I just laughed at the suggestion and thought how was Arsene Wenger of all the people for the knowledge that he's got of football suggesting this. It just sounds rubbish.
Liam says America, Iran, and Wales. How will England do against them? You think we've got to beat them all?
Got to beat them all, see.
The thing is, though, can you say us beating them all?
Not with the way we're playing at the moment.
We might drop points in one of those games, but 7 points minimum, really.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, USA, did we get me started what happened in the last World Cup against USA? People.
And
Rob Green.
Actually,
Wales,
this is the third World
Euro 2016, we were quite lucky we were quite fortunate against them.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're going to be against us without pressure. We're the ones going to have the pressure on all 3 games because we'll be favourites. So
Yeah,
that's a good point. But yeah, hopefully we'll just perform a lot better.
Jolene says Potter's too good to do international football. Let Wenger take the England job.
well, if he's too good, then surely it'd be a good thing to have him as manager, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Difference between England and Hungary is Hungary have a good manager. Well, why even watch England? You know, the media doesn't class Newcastle as part of England. I think people just want to see how England are going to be ready for the next World Cup.
Just because like,
the Nico
we're
football.
still England fans, Jesus, man. I mean, we still watch them when they're on.
That's it. Keane. It's about. Oh, it's Keane.
Keane what? Keane what?
What about Frankie as England manager? I'm all for it. Frank Lampard.
Oh,
not right now. I mean, Chelsea sacked him for a reason.
So the media doesn't class us as even part of England. Let's forget about England.
To be fair, I think Science a class with Scotland, to be honest. So
Liam says Tunisia. I think England played in the World Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, we did in 2018. It's about Titus. England are so overrated. We bottled it against a Croatia team full of pensioners and a makeshift Italy team with 2 old gadgets at the back. We always bottle it, man. Well, yeah, I mean, who did Croatia have in that game? That's been well into that.
Modric,
Mandzukic, I'm pretty sure as well.
Perisic played in that game.
Yep.
Everybody's name that ended in itch because they all seem to end in itch.
Oh, they had Lovren, who is terrible at Liverpool at the time.
Apart from Lovren, everyone else ended in itch and Mitch and itch and.
Jolin says Southgate's got his tongue so far up the FA's arse. Wouldn't surprise me, actually.
That's a bit sick for Joe Lynn to think of something like that. Like,
Liam says, talking of Wales, thoughts on us? Thoughts on this talk about us being linked with Bale?
It's weird, isn't it? It's ridiculous.
That's the thing, yeah. No, as club football is better, and Potter should stay at club as the best manager stay at club football.
Yes, but Joe Lynn.
I'm missing that club football. I've got to admit, I want the Premier League back.
But Joe Lynn, does he realise that if they don't go for Potter, they might come for Howe? So go for Potter.
Talks of Bale's supposed to go to Cardiff to play till the World Cup.
Yep. And
he's a Cardiff City boy, isn't he?
Yep.
Aye, there you are. Well, we'll move now away from England. I think we've had too much to say on it now, and
let's move on.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, just hold on, my stuff falling on. And just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get a photo uploaded today because on what we are going to talk about next.
You go.
I guess. Oh yeah, here we are. Well, guys, when the Premier League season starts, what do we make our first game against? These.
What's happening?
I'm glad it's a home game because playing like Newport sides isn't really like. Playing them at the start of the season, probably not the best time to be playing them, especially if it's an away game. You know, I've seen us against Huddersfield, Norwich, Cardiff early on in the season in the past. But I'm glad it's St James's if it's Forest first.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad it's at home because if it was down there, it would give them a bit more, I think they'd be a bit more fired up than what, say, for example, they are coming up here. So I think it favours us. And I like to think that we'll sign a few players that will have improved our squad by then anyway. So, I think we're, we're in the boxy for it.
Do you think 3 points it is from that first game? I don't see why not.
Yeah, I think so.
I say 3 points.
Yeah.
It's just about the Brighton game. That's what I'm worried about as well. The Brighton game, and obviously they go down there.
Ryan says he's coming on for the food picks at 9 o'clock. So
Haha, he would he? I mean, I just can't wait. I mean, we're kicking off quite early in the season on the right at the beginning of August. I know we kick off on the 6th. Crystal Palace against Arsenal kicks off on the Friday night. As well.
yeah, I'm glad. I must admit, I am glad we're not on the telly for that game at the moment. Touch wood. I'm glad we're not.
I'm just looking forward to get back to St James's Park.
Yep.
Back in the CP.
Absolutely.
Let's get it. This we're going to Hugo Ekitike.
Oh yes, let's talk about Ekitike, this man. Yeah, of course, there was a lot of stories going around that he was probably going to go to PSG, possibly Dortmund. But of course, Keith Downey comes in and says they're now trying to agree personal terms between Newcastle and himself now. So at least we know that one's looking at a more positive now to get him into the football club.
That should be a problem. His personal terms.
I think he wants the move. Yeah, you can tell. He really, really does, and that's why they're trying to get personal terms agreed and sorted out now. But do we think the Botman deal's now
dead in the water? That
I wouldn't say it's dead yet, mind. No, it's not. One thing I will say is do not believe what the foreign media are saying over the English media, because for me, I feel for the lad in a way, because he's got this big decision to make, but then I think there's too many people like the Italian media forcing him to sign for Milan and putting ideas in his head, and just let him make his mind up. If he wants to go to Milan, fair enough, but he hasn't come out and said that. For me, I've never, like you said in January, he wants to come here as well. So, and Craig Hope did an article last week, and Craig Hope did an article last week saying the problem player wants to come. So, you know.
Yeah. Even if England won against France, imagine Mbappe versus England's defence. Oh, God, yes.
Tear them apart.
It says, can we ban Joe Linton? Too many comments. It doesn't matter how many comments you put in the live chat. Get Poch in for England, according to Joe Linton.
Would be a good shout.
Abuse of power from Joe Linton. Can we get a look at him? I mean, he's not abusing anything. Yeah, that's the thing. Lawrence, will you go to any away games?
It'll be tough, but maybe.
I'm staying in Newcastle for the Forest game. Nice one. Nice one. I'll sort out my trouble when I get paid. Good stuff, man.
What? So
can we put age restriction on this team that we can't?
So we know how good Top Warren is, because I haven't seen him play.
Ekatiki's not coming. I think he will come now, Joe Linton. I really think of it. Now being immature, just wanted a good feature. That's what we're doing. Just keep it calm now, guys.
Aye.
Leave Botman can get better. I think it's dead. I think he wants to go to Milan more. The thing is, Liam's just said it there. Milan don't have the money, and why is he just waiting until they come crawling when they haven't got the money?
Well, why don't Lille just accept our bid?
They want 36 million.
Well, apparently we've already agreed 2 fees with them, and then they've changed the goalposts at the last minute. So why don't they just accept our bid and then let them go?
I feel sorry for the lad, mate.
Botman is a cock tease. Ian, you put too many Gale comments in there, so just watch it. Well, that isn't ironic. Again, guys, can we just keep it calm in the live chat? Let's not have any argy-bargies.
That was a bit too harsh, that one.
Yep, so just keep it calm, please, guys.
You guys don't need Jerry Springer in the chat.
Yeah. But hey ho. Now, did anyone see Mia Dad's tweet out he put on the day? And he's
I haven't
spot
seen
on
it,
there.
but I know what it says. I know someone's put it on, so
I've never seen this. So
Right. I'm going to find out what he did say. Now he says, this is what he said. Patience is a virtue.
exactly, it's only
Yep.
it's only been up a few days.
been open a week, hasn't it?
Yeah,
It's been a few
I think
days.
there's been about, what, 17 signs or something like that in total for the Premier League.
Yep,
But that includes like reserve signings. So Rose includes Matt Target and that Alex Murphy.
Oh, Robocop.
Jolin says, what's the tweet? Yep, it says, patience is a virtue. That was from Miadrad's Twitter, because they wondered why it's taken a bit so long with possibly the Ekateki deal and other deals. But again, he's come out with a good point. Certainly Mike Ashley would be putting that, would he?
No, we never give him.
Saw the tweet, but didn't see who tweeted it. It was Miadad. Just checking. This isn't the real Joe Linton, is it? No, it's not the real Joe Linton. Just messing about for a good time. It's not the real Joe Linton, Ian. He likes to just, I know who it is. And he's a canny blood. And we always have a good laugh on this show as well, particularly when we have an hour of it. And you know what I'm on about. I didn't think Chippers is looking forward to that.
He missed the last week, Chippers. It was good.
Oh, I was too tired off work when I was back in on the early, so I didn't have much time like between the shifts. So time I got home, like had tea and that, I was time for bed because I was in at 7. So, but I'm obviously off for 2 weeks now, so that's all right.
Couple of weeks off.
Oh yeah.
The sun's shining on his face, so there must be low sunshine.
Craig Scott, Lee, and Arita. Craig's in the house. Hope you well, Craig. That's good. So yeah,
I'll just shut the curtain.
You get the eyes are going to be bright in there, Lawrence, isn't it? What? Still bright. There we are. There we are. That's it. That's definitely a lot more better.
The sunshine was a bit low there.
As well. So, but now that we've also been linked with this player as well. If you just bear with me while I just find him as well. And I'll just get it up on, slow this up and get it on screen.
Ooh.
And it's this player here.
Roger Fernandez.
Well,
Yep.
I'll be honest, I've never heard of him.
Neither
From what I heard, he looks really good, and he's only 16. Would you believe it?
So that means if we ever got him, probably going straight in youth team.
I think is he not playing first team football in his club?
I'll have a look, but
What?
It feels like a bit of a
16?
nosebleed. We're going from not spending anything over 15 million to spending potentially 20 million on someone for the youth team.
Well, if he plays for the first team and he's that good, why?
Let's have a look.
Does he play for a team in Portugal?
For Benfica? Does he play for?
He plays for Braga. Right, so he made 6 appearances, scored 2 goals for the first team last year.
Wow, 16.
Yep.
2 seconds, Peter. I'm just getting a drink.
Lawrence doing his best Two-Face impression. Oh God, it was over. It was over 30 degrees down here earlier today. It's been dead hot, hasn't it?
Must be warm today.
Okay, again, hope you're well. What brew does Lawrence have currently sit with Colin?
Stella,
nice. Good stuff. Mr. Jim Sharkey of all people's appeared.
Okay.
Evening. How's it going?
Good yourself.
Well, again, first game against Forest, Sharky.
Excited, hey, I got that one correct.
You did?
I did.
Bang on the money with that one. I said we will get Forest at home, and for some reason, and one reason, we got it.
They got that one right.
Tell you what, though, I wouldn't even say it's an easy game. I'd say it's more like a banana skin game because they're a promoted side. But you don't know what you're going to get from them.
Yeah, it all depends how they're going to do in the business as well. Second game's away to Brighton. Can we end a rot there?
I think we can. I think we should have beat them away last season. We should have got a late goal.
Should have done.
Aye.
As well, but the third game we've got Manchester City at home.
Oh, that'll be definitely winnable. Easy, that man. Easy, Man City.
3
We'll
points.
see.
But can I just say though, right, for Brighton as well, they're losing their best players, and are they going to replace them with Dan Ashworth not being there?
Exactly.
They made a good show last season.
Oh,
I think
someone else is in the weight room, but I can barely see him. And what the fuck's he doing?
What?
I think Basuma to Spurs, I think that's really good business, that.
Yeah, he's a quality player.
Archer, when you sort yourself, I'll get you on the show, okay? Because I've no idea what
I hope he's got some bloody clothes on.
He's been in the Hoppins, man. I've just seen a video.
I think. Jesus. Oh god. Oh yeah.
He's just
scared out of the people.
You should have seen him.
He's ready now by the looks of it, so get him in.
Hello.
Hi, Archer.
Glenn Hughes.
No,
him off the village people.
No, you know that video I've just posted.
Yeah.
That was actually 3 years ago when I was at the Hoppins before all this COVID kicked in. So I haven't actually.
We actually generally thought you were there.
No, that was actually 3 years ago when I was on the one.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't going tomorrow. I've been for about 14 years.
I've never been.
I never been.
I've never been, but
Lawrence, you've never been to the Hoppins?
Not yet.
Well, you're missing out, mate.
Braga from Fast and Furious, according to Julian. Shocking.
I haven't been since I was a kid.
Evening.
No, sure. He said, Chris got championship fixture next week.
Yeah.
Brighton to be in a relegation battle? No.
Could happen, but
I think they'll have another good season.
I don't actually think they might struggle. Because that player that they're saying the day, he's not really. He's a bit young, isn't he? He's got Premier League experience.
Who's it? Oh, he's from South America, isn't he?
No, he's not really coming by experience.
I'd like to see Nottingham Forest stay up this season, like
I am timid to go straight back down, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think they would. I think it'll be Bournemouth and Forest having full mode stop up.
Man City's not slow, to be fair. I would say we can't get anything out of that game. They normally do.
We'll be top man after 3 games. We'll be the chasers, man. Everyone will be chasing us.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll beat Forest 4-0, and then we'll go to Brighton, stuff them 2-0, and then we'll beat Man City 1-0, like 90th minute winner, you know what I mean? Top. Easy.
Absolutely. I mean, I kind of wait for the new season.
Boring, isn't it? It's boring, I think.
Oh, yes, that's the thing. Saturdays, they're just not the same at the moment, are they?
Boring.
Exactly.
It's just like you're waiting for the new season to kick off. And by the way, I don't know what's happening with the season tickets, because we are obviously getting ours, but then what about the ones, for the new season? Like, nothing's been said from the club about that. Do you know what I mean?
I
think there's a tweet today of someone who sent an email. I mean, and get that up.
I wonder what's going to happen, because they already sold, if I'm not wrong, was it 20,000, something like that, because when Bruce took over?
What? Mushroom?
Well, 20,000, that'll be a lot more.
Must be covered. Oh, God.
I think what they might be doing, is not giving those season cards out and just giving more fans. Because you know how last season, fans just couldn't even go to home games anymore after what happened? I think what they might do is just continue the way it is until people drop out. So more people have a chance of going to the home games. That could be a good idea, that.
Could well
be. Buy tickets.
Yeah, because you think last season, how many home games, right? Even how many games you couldn't get to because there was too many people going.
Yeah.
They were overfilling the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Liam says Fulham, Bournemouth and Brentford to go down. Second season syndrome for Brentford. He thinks Forest.
Good point. For Brentford.
I actually think Brentford will be all right. I think they'll not finish as high as they did last season. I think they might finish a couple of places below.
Could do. Yep.
Just stop up.
It doesn't look like Ericsson's staying with them though. Conway as well. Neither can I.
He's just turned Man United down as well today.
Well,
Has he?
So I don't know where he's going then. As far as he's
maybe
stuck
back
with
to Tottenham. Maybe back to Tottenham.
He's at Inter
I
Milan at the
think
minute.
lost on Tottenham by the sounds of it because there were only 2 clubs left.
Yeah. Liam says I'm trying to get a season ticket. I think everyone's trying to get them. Mushroom has a PP. Oh God, Joe Linton, man.
Good luck trying to get a season card because I'm putting them on
Joe
general
Linton,
sale.
Joe Linton, we don't need Ivan Toney back.
No.
No.
Don't need Tony back. You've had a Sinclair, and if Jason's watching this, you could be up for a Sinclair award there, Joe Linton.
I don't want like the same old names that we're getting linked with. I want different names, just something different.
Maybe it's just paper shit like player return to this club.
Well, it's about to happen, isn't it?
Aye.
And Henderson's going to Forest.
We're getting Nick Pope apparently from Burnley, but we'll see where that one goes. Be good competition for Dubravka. But then again, I don't even think he'll be competition. I think he'll go straight to number 1.
Maybe.
Pope.
I think.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I
If
think
he
the thing
comes,
with
I
Pope
think
is him and
Darlow will be away.
Dubravka, they're evenly matched, aren't they? Him and Dubravka sort of, they're like the same keeper, so it's a case of
Who'd you pick?
like, yeah, it's a case of they'll both fight it out for number 1.
Yeah.
I think so. I know people are underwhelmed by it, but I think at the minute we just need to boost our squad with good players as opposed to
Yeah, I agree.
signing worldies because
Grant
Okay.
Hanley. What?
Be up for Sinclair award, Joe Linton. Give us
Rowdy
scale.
had
All our
Hanley.
fans would be happy. Oh, Craig is a nice lad, but
what team does he support? He wants
Down the
Gale.
road.
Is he desperate?
down the road.
Oh, the Borough.
Well, Gale would do
No.
a job in the Championship. That's his level.
Not Borough.
Sunderland.
Oh, the Mackhams. God, what a
But
sad.
look at it.
I feel sorry for
Oh.
him. I'm sorry.
But Craig's a canny fella, so we'd welcome any.
I'm
football
sorry,
fans.
but they must be desperate if they want Dwight Gale with the Loch Ness Drogba up front next season.
But Craig's a canny fella. We can all
Aye.
football fans are invited on this show. Anyway, on the club's website, it says information on season tickets going on general sale will be confirmed in due course.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for the past 2 months.
Do you support Craig? He's a Sunderland fan. Yes, he is. Do you think Graham would want to join a failing sad decline and club? He would do well in the Championship.
He's definitely going to go to the Championship club.
He could play in the top 6 sides. I wouldn't know. Like the Sheffield United and clubs like that.
Aye.
Norwich.
But we
West
just
Brom
really-
being linked, unsurprisingly.
But
We'll have to get rid of the Deadwood. It's as simple as that.
Exactly.
We need to. Gale is one we need to really get off the wage bill.
Exactly. Outlaw Pro all the kids and play him.
But the thing is, we can't afford to mess around and we can't afford to, waste any time. We need to get deals done.
But do you not think why players haven't left is because we want to get the players in before we get rid of them? Do you think
Well,
maybe
and
could do?
one, they're on daft wages from Mike Ashley era, and secondly, they're on daft contracts as well.
That's it.
They've got to rid them down.
Craig says Sunderland's been linked with many strikers. They'll want a striker.
God.
I know Freddie Woodman's gone to Preston, isn't he?
Yeah,
That'd be good.
Yeah, but
That's a
Gale
good move. I mean,
is out
he's
in
not
your
going to get
price.
the games here.
I mean, how much do you think Gale would go now for these days?
10 million, maybe.
5 million?
5, 10,
Not
5,
even
10
that.
million.
I would just get rid of them for free.
Yeah.
Something like
In
that.
terms of what he can offer in the Championship, even 10 million wouldn't be bad. I know he's getting on it, but for what he could do and what he did do at West Brom and what he could still do in the Championship, it wouldn't be bad. Like 10 million, just take it, but even less. If we really want rid of him, I think they would accept 5. It'd be a bargain. 5 million's a bargain for Gale, I would say.
Jolin says, "Is Phil Jones a free?" He is.
Oh.
But would I have him? No.
No.
He can't go to Sunderland.
He's worth £20.
He can clean the toilets if he wants. I'm sure they'll be looking.
Oh, you think Gale's worth 20 million at this rate? I wouldn't.
No.
Bloody heck.
No, he's not worth
Yeah,
that.
because we gave it because they can't host it.
This is the price we paid for Callum Wilson.
20.
By the way, this Ben
right
Botman
now.
thing, we need to stop with that one now. I think he's done.
Yeah, I
He's
believe
finished.
that one is. But the
He's done.
Ekatiki one's looking a bit more
I think he'll sign by next week. But yeah, I said,
Yeah,
the thing is, I've done one video on him, and that was the one I've done this afternoon. I've waited for like a proper source, and I always trust Keith Downey because he's always 95% correct.
Yes. Oh, we got
That's
Mason.
it.
Yeah, Mason. Good
That's
evening.
Hey, Mason.
Even.
Yeah, Mason,
How
you're
you
a bit late.
You got to think as well. The kid's only 19. What, he's going to be 20 next week? I mean, it's a big move for him in his career. You know what I mean? The big money move.
Oh,
Massive.
yeah.
I think that'll be done next week.
Awesome.
Who's this?
Ekatike, I think he'll sign next week. I think he'll get a 5-year deal or something, and then he'll sign. Plus, got to think as well, when he moved to Newcastle, he's going to be on about 100k plus a week. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Julian says could trade Ribs 25 million and Wood for Ekatike as well.
That's an insult.
Good
That's
deal,
an
that,
insult.
Joe Linton. I think a lot of people just want rid of Chris Rudd at this rate. If there's a player you would say because of Football Manager, who would it be? If you play Football Manager, for me, it's Calvert-Lewin. He's so good on my
Do you know what player I
save.
would have had? No one player I would have had about 5 years ago when he had loads of pace as a barber. Remember him? He had a ridiculous amount of pace.
I have totally forgot about him. Who did he play for?
Like Napoli and all that. Like he was at different clubs every season, but he had ridiculous pace. And you're like, oh, if only he played for Newcastle. Just put the ball up front to him. Scores.
Julian says 100k a week for Ekatike. I'm not sure how much he'd be on. How much wage?
He would. Like if they think of like how he's been like sort of touted as like the next Mbappe or the next, you know, it's a bit over the top, but still like for what he could be, you know, in years to come, he's going to be on big money. Easy.
I'll do big wages.
Plus, as well, if he performs well at Newcastle, the owners will want to try and get a good bit of profit from him as well.
Yep. And Ian says if I could sign any player, Kane easy, then probably Bowen.
I said 2 years ago, I wanted Bowen as well. I was so good that we missed out. And I said, do you remember in the group chat when I was going on about him? I was like, Bowen, this job. I think we've got to get this lad from Hull, otherwise we're going to regret it. Look what's happened.
Yeah, you are.
I'm no scout or anything, but I was watching him at Hull and he was terrific. He was too good for the Championship and he was just generally too good for Hull.
He was when he had. Look how he's doing.
He needed that step up, and I was quite surprised actually that he went to West Ham because even they were poor in the Premier League. At one point, they looked like they were going down.
Yep, Luca says go better than him on Football Manager. Talking of Football Manager, I was 3-0 up against Real Madrid and then lost 4-3.
It's like playing FIFA when the referee helps you.
Yep.
But let's be honest, though, Football Manager isn't exactly how football really works. I
I
mean,
don't know why, but I've never just got into Football Manager. I don't know why.
I
me
won a
either.
lot with Newcastle. I've done the like quadruple. I won the league, Champions League, FA Cup, and League Cup with Newcastle when I had Owen and Shearer striker. I won the flipping lot.
I'm one of them where I just play FIFA, I get all the small clubs and just take them up and then spend ridiculous amounts of money, then all of a sudden get sacked because I've spent too much. But then all of a sudden their expectations are not what they should be. Like I've got Premier League expectations, but in reality their expectations are League 2. I'm like, oh crap.
I got sacked, right, because I wanted a better training ground for Newcastle, right? And I got sacked after I won the quadruple. Wanted a better training ground, I got sacked, and I got the England job, and I got sacked after 2 games.
I remember it was a FIFA 17 or something. I think it was. I was manager at Fleetwood. I took him to the Premier League, and apparently in the first season I tried to stabilise him, got him 17th. Oh, apparently that's not good enough. So I actually ended up I got so angry in the mood because I got the sack. I was like, it's like in reality I should really not have kicked off because it's just a game. But I was so pissed off though because I took him all the way from League One, won all these games, Championship, Premier League, finished 17th quite comfortably by about 5 or 6 points. Oh, apparently that's not good enough. So yeah, screw you then. No problem, but we get relegated to League 2. No problem.
Julian thinks we should go for Madison. I like Madison. I've got to admit.
What, the cheese?
What is?
Football Manager is more
Refrigerators.
realistic than FIFA.
Could you see Shelby going? Because he's one of them who wants first team football. He's not guaranteed it. Next season.
Craig says he's not played FIFA since 19. It's not his cup of tea anymore.
By the
I
way,
got bored of
it's
a FIFA 22.
Yeah, same. Like I didn't play much, but the thing is, it's going to change as well. It's not called FIFA anymore as of after FIFA 23.
EAFC.
So, something like that. It's not going to be the same game. The layout's going to be different.
There's one player I'd like to get, like us to say, is James Ward-Prowse.
I think we'll struggle to get him because even he could do well at Tottenham. He's been linked with them.
What do you think of Bazuma?
Good signing. Really good side. I think 25 mils a bargain.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've got the Spurs like.
I actually think that Conte has done well to get him. I mean, to be fair, like it's probably not the fact he's playing for Tottenham in the new stadium. It's probably Conte alone. Like that's what's got him there.
Like, I think because he wants to play in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be a big pull for that.
AD 744's in the house. Well, Ian says I play top 11 on my iPad, play other stuff, but closest thing footy related.
I'll tell you what, I think Spurs will be up there next season. Actually, can I say the new season now? Because it's like that last season's gone. I'm still like in last season, this season mode.
Maddison is top talent, and Leicester City haven't got European football either. No, they don't, do they?
Question is, how is Rodgers going to get on next season as well? Like when they haven't got that and expectations change.
Before you speak, if he doesn't get off to a good start, I think the fans could be on his back.
They're another club that might start going back to where they used to be, like mid-table and stuff.
Where do you think Leeds will finish with the money they've spent so far?
I think they'll be comfortable mid-table. I don't think they'll be in a relegation battle.
That's what I was going to say, mid-table.
They'll do better than last season.
I'll be honest with you, I was surprised at how far Leeds fell, though. Like, I didn't think they were going to be in a relegation battle. Because they really slept off, didn't they? Bielsa, like, I don't know what it was. It's just conceding too many goals, and that's what nearly ultimately cost them the Premier League status. No, I don't. Honestly, I think there'll be a big improvement to Leeds. The one club I actually worry about is well, I say worried, I'm not really, is Everton.
I think they'll do better, but...
Can't believe Talkhouse is great to go to them.
I hope he changes his mind and comes to Newcastle.
How many's on 200 quid a week for a 29-year-old? Same as Carlos.
How much?
How many's on 200 grand a week?
I don't know how Everton can do that deal, you know, because they broke financial fair play rules.
Yeah.
So apparently everyone's got rules to follow, but they haven't.
Wolves will struggle according to Liam. I think they'll be in mid-table next season. Wolves.
If they sell Jimenez, they're in big trouble.
Yeah,
I reckon Everton will struggle this season.
I do as well.
If NUFC and Leicester haven't got European football, it might be easier for us to get Madison. We'll wait and see. Wolves will do fine, Liam. Who's your 3 to go down next season? Good question. I've got 2 in mind, but I haven't thought of a third one yet.
Shall I tell you mine?
Go on.
I'm going to say Forest, Bournemouth, and Southampton.
Southampton's a good shout, actually.
Southampton have been very poor. Like, have you seen like how they're so inconsistent in the season? Like they have a really mixed start of the season, and they pick a few points up during the middle of the season, and you think, all right, they might start sorting it out. And then you get like March and April and May, and they just like slip like a stone, but they just do enough. But there's something with Ralph Hasenhüttl where I think it's just he's getting to the point now where he's starting to bite at the media, he's starting to bite at people, and that. A bit like Steve McLaren and Steve Bruce, it catches up on you in the end, and I feel like Southampton are going to be one of them. By the way, Ward-Prowse cannot be the only player to drag them out the crap. Do you know what I mean? If he goes as well, they're in deeper trouble. For me, they're gone.
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
By the way, that recruitment's very, very questionable as well.
Yeah, we'll finish at the bottom half of Liam. They could Ian as it's easier to get if we are both not in Europe. We'll say in a way, I want Southampton to stay up because it's a local away day for me, according to Liam.
Actually, it takes one of the long journeys away as well if they go down. So there you go.
I suppose that everyone's got like different size. Whether like I want them to stay up so and go that away game.
I don't know. I feel like Fulham might just do enough. That's why I haven't put them all 3 promoted clubs in the relegation.
They look really good in the Championship, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I just think they'll learn a few things. Like I just think with Marco Silva, he's not the most decorated of managers, but like he's different than what's been there before. Parker, I like Parker as a player at Newcastle, but I feel like he's very overrated. I don't really rate him at all.
He will probably stay with Leicester, though. Also, Little Diver, so don't feel too convinced if I like him. He's on about Madison. I like Madison, as I said before.
I think you'll say at Leicester. Diver, yes.
I agree.
Believe says James Ward-Prowse is the reason why Southampton ain't gone down.
He's Mr. Southampton, but then again, if somebody comes in like Spurs and offers him more money, what does money do? It talks, doesn't it? Big time.
Liam thinks he hopes Fulham go down because they've got an awful fan base. I think Fulham might be lucky.
They're like one of they're one of the old Premier League clubs, and like back in the day, like they were always thereabouts. Craven Cottage and that. Like you want these sort of clubs in the Premier League, like good old fashioned stadiums and that. No, you want to keep Fulham in the league.
I think it might be third time lucky for This way.
By the way,
Like,
Fulham is a very good away day as well. Like pre-match night, you go along the Thames and that's brilliant. You want those sort of
Graham
away
Cottage
days.
reminds us of a goal when Muniz came on for his debut.
You just want those sort of clubs in the Premier League because they've got a good history in that. You know what I mean? That's what you want.
Aye.
I'd rather them in the Premier League than in sort of, like boring clubs like Southampton. That's just not for me. Like Bournemouth as well. Like Bournemouth, it's like tiny, small clubs. Not like it's good to see them for a few seasons, and then they come back in it. It's like, why? You got bigger clubs in League One.
Yeah, but
I reckon it'll be Forest, Bournemouth, and Everton.
I hope you're right on Everton. Like,
all I just say about teams, it's just who to bring in and how much money to spend. That's all I just say.
Yeah, that's it.
And you've got to look how the team gels well as well.
I always have an index.
I don't worry you want to do
I
like
still think it'll be
predictions
the
until
three
like
back
the week
row,
leading up to the
down.
season. Then I want to see who like everyone signs.
You always have a clear idea of who's going down when it gets about Christmas when the results are indifferent.
Aye.
But then again, it's going to be strange actually because the season sort of comes to a halt in November, doesn't it? It's like you don't want to be playing catch up in the second half of the season after the World Cup.
Their fans make no noise. Fulham fans, that is. I wouldn't mind trying Craven Cottage for an away game.
It's nice.
Aye, but they didn't bring many up to St James's.
What do we make that we're now playing them at the beginning of October rather than at the end of the season like we have done the past two times?
We're just playing them when we play them.
It's just the way I see it, it's the way the fixtures fall. It's like the Premier League obviously put them in a thing. And
we played them a few days before Christmas, didn't we?
We've had Fulham a few times. We've had Fulham in every month that I've known. We've had them like September, October.
It was kind of changed up. The last two seasons with Fulham in the Premier League, we played them at St James's just before Christmas, got held to a draw, but then we played them away on the final day. We beat them with a clean sheet.
Remember under Alan Pardew, like, it was like we've had them around autumn time at Craven Cottage. We've had them in the autumn before.
Joe Linton says with Fulham be getting a points deduction. I've no idea.
They're only one club. Fulham are the only one club that actually have a Christmas tree. Like you can actually see it. They have a Christmas tree that actually works.
In terms of Everton again, points deduction, I don't know. Are they guilty of breaking financial fair play rules?
100%.
They're going to have to.
100%.
Because if they're paying 200 grand a week to like a relegation type of player, well, they should do.
Well, I tell you what. If I'd been Newcastle or anyone else, we get done for breaking those standards. We get done for it. It's as simple as that.
Look at City. They've done it. They've had it before.
We're getting buying big amounts.
Aye.
Well, we don't know the full story into it yet. But
mine's the Barcelona to a degree. It's like where they're getting all this money from.
But look at all the other clubs in the EFL who've now gone bust because of it.
Craig says he can't beat Accrington away.
We've played them before.
I said Everton.
Aye, close game.
Yeah, I know what you meant, Jolin. We've just thought about. As I mentioned, we don't know. We don't know if they're guilty of breaking the rules. Nothing officials came out yet, so I don't know.
They did though, didn't they? I'm sure it said that they did.
It did break. It did come on Sky Sports. Sure, it was Sky Sports.
Mm.
And they said they were discussing a punishment or something for them, but they've never said what punishment it is.
Well, it's kind of gone all quiet, hasn't it? But we'll wait to see.
Be interested to see if they keep Calvert-Lewin.
If he goes, that could be a big
and Richarlison.
There's one Richarlison I've heard.
50 million.
He's already stated he wants out, doesn't he? So
he just want out of Everton, doesn't he? I mean, I totally agree with that. We've got about 5 minutes until we show you know what.
Oh no!
Tell you what it is as well. Like we've got Bournemouth quite quickly as well, and we're away. Where it's a bit warmer.
At home on the 17th.
Yeah.
The away games in February.
When we got Bournemouth away.
And then for February.
We've got the winter as well. Oh, it's never a nice feeling.
Callum Wilson's definitely scoring in that game.
Imagine the wind coming through the ground as well on the other coast.
I'm saying
played them in February under Rafa. We messed up a 2-0 lead.
Oh, of course we will. course
As
we
for
did.
season tickets, it's usually July they go on general sale, doesn't it? Normally it is. That's when I got mine last time.
It's
Oh,
but
but that
you
was
got
because of the pandemic, and they obviously want to make sure the restrictions were
You gotta
definitely get
think.
relaxed in time.
Niall
the
says
season
even
starts in
Gents will be
seven
well
weeks.
now. Liam says, good luck getting a ticket for Bournemouth away.
No, not if you do the experience, you don't. But you might be paying a bit more money.
We'll see. Bournemouth, when I go to it, I wouldn't rule it out.
Long away travel doesn't bother me. Done it before.
Craig says, I'm excited who Sunderland will get first season. He thinks Watford at home.
We've got all three relegated sides. First, no got beat.
Easy 3 points for Watford, isn't it?
Exactly.
Well, only decent thing
I'm sorry,
about
like,
Bournemouth
but
is the
what's
beach. I've never
Sunderland
been
going
to
to
Bournemouth before.
do in that league because they haven't signed anybody and they've let players go?
Don't have much hope for them.
They'll have to Robbie Brady then.
I don't think they'll go down, but they'll probably finish like bottom half, probably 16th.
I think they will.
And
I
Ross,
think they'll
and
go
Ross
straight
George is
down
with the
because they
Rangers
haven't
as well.
strengthened it all.
Probably similar with Wigan, but Rotherham I think will go.
What do you think about company going to Burnley? I think that's definitely a good move.
Oh,
As long as they keep investing.
That could be good.
It
I
could
think
well
they'll-
be.
I
Something's
think
not right
Burnley will
there,
bounce
though,
back, like-
because if they're skin-wise, he gone there.
See, I asked because they've obviously got rid of some players. I do think there'll be some money there for them to spend. They've got parachute payments, haven't they?
Yeah, that's it.
But then you say that with that skin situation, they're going to have to be shrewd in what they do. Steve Bruce will say, "Oh well, we'll get two for a pound."
Well,
We'll find some
Liam
deals.
thinks relegation from the Championship is going to be between Reading, Rotherham, and Birmingham.
I
got
think
a good
Birmingham
point.
will go.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Birmingham, apparently Lee Boyer's probably on his way out of being the manager of Birmingham.
But have you seen who's going to be the owner? Like Bassini, like how you heard about this guy? He comes on top,
yeah,
he has no idea, has literally no idea about what's what. And apparently, is it Sullivan or something? David Sullivan's meant to be part of the whole consortium. It's like, I'm sure you can't have shared ownership because I'm sure he's got a part with West Ham as well.
Yeah,
I've got
exactly.
Shane West Ham.
You can't do that.
Where's Ryan? Because we got about 2 minutes before we get on to you know what.
I think Birmingham will go, mate.
Could well do with this.
I think
rate.
I
think
think
get rid of- Get rid of Boyer as well when he's been there through that difficult times. I think that could be a really poor move.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, who's going
I
to go to
think he was
Birmingham and keep him up?
Bruce probably will.
Right, lads, we're going to be trying to get the top six. Oh, crap, off 24th. Well, League One next season, we're going to be going to Oxford and potentially Sunderland.
Hey, we'll mess up another 2-0 lead against Oxford like I did with Newcastle.
What a surprise.
And this time, no way I sent them bails out.
Come on, Ryan, wake up. Come on.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Tell you what,
Ryan.
You already know what I'm here for.
Yeah, we know why you're here, Ryan.
Did you hear us, Ryan, when I said wake up? You woke up?
Ryan,
just in
first of
time.
all, what do we make of Forest at home?
Oh, I'm excited for that game. It's a perfect start to our season, to be honest.
Could be a banana skin, though. Could be one of them one.
It could be, but I feel like we'll edge it over them.
Same, I think we'll beat them 4-0, 5-0.
Our transfers might be on hold due to Stuart John trying to sell his shares.
Oh, dearie me, he's equal there.
He's a bastard, isn't he? I'm just saying it. He is a bastard.
I say that, though, because you hear about him 1 month, and then you don't hear about him for like 4 months, and then all of a sudden he comes back.
Brady, it says Brady will be part of the Birmingham board, not Golden Sullivan, just Karen Brady.
So why is that Bassini going on TalkSport mentioning his name, man? That's where it doesn't add up for me. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't have two with the funds and that. You can't.
Yeah, there you are.
Can't part to own two clubs.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we'll be going an hour, so you know what that means. We're coming up. But anyway, guys, again, just before we get into them, please, if you do enjoy tonight's show, hit the subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up as well if you enjoyed tonight's show. If you'd like to donate, we do have Super Chat available as well. And if you'd like to consider becoming a member for 99p, you really, really can do so.
I've already done that, Peter.
All right, brilliant. Thanks very much, Gordon.
But what if you've already got 98 pence? You're struggling then, aren't you?
Well, then, here we go then. We've got how many to show tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got. We've got 9 to show the night.
9. Get in.
Because again, it's just hard to get them. A lot of them now. Because
Peter, any drinks?
we've got no drinks open. We get Lewis in quickly before.
Hi, sorry, I'm late.
Oh, come on, Lewis. What is that
The
out there
whole
today?
gang's
It's an
here for
absolute
the
disgrace.
food
You're
picks.
late. Come on.
Well,
Everyone's here for
No,
food
the reason I'm late is because I've been playing Bruce with Montgomery and Granda. I literally just got
All
back
right.
in.
oh, well, fair enough. But
We'll let-
anyway,
we'll let
guys,
you
here we are. Well, you're just in time, Lewis, for you know what. But anyways, let's get into them. This is what we've got for tonight. This is what we've got first.
Drum roll.
And we have got this.
What on that bollocks?
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Oh my word.
Looks like
Peter,
boiled egg.
what's
It's
that,
boiled
mate?
egg.
It looks like maggots.
That boiled egg.
Good
Right.
point.
Right, that is stir-fried noodles with a fried egg.
Probably
That
some
is
Asian
it.
club.
That's served at the government-runs women football tournament.
That's
what that
maggots.
is, Ryan.
That's
That's what it is.
maggots.
Not
Yeah.
for it looks not for me.
That gets a no from me.
And no for me.
I'm definitely anorexic now.
It just
Anyone
looks like
else?
something. It just looks something from a cheap Chinese shop.
Yeah, it does.
Anyone else? Yes or no?
No.
Absolutely not. Looks
No.
monkey.
Exactly,
No.
Mason.
How much is that?
It wasn't very much. I kind of find it was like £1 something.
Me,
Is that it?
shit.
How much?
That's,
£1.20 or something.
that's maggots, and Steve Bruce has just laid his egg. Perfect.
Oh.
That's Steve Bruce's way of eating spaghetti.
Ugh.
This is the next one. We've got a hot dog
Oh.
I gotta go.
at the Malaysia National Stadium.
Has that
Rum
hot
sauce.
dog been cooked properly?
It looks like it's
Who's
undercooked.
jizzed on that hot dog? Who's jizzed on it?
Being sick
Doesn't
waiting to
look
happen.
like a hot dog, but everything else looks good.
It's just being sick waiting to happen.
Yes or no?
No.
No.
Nah.
You know,
Definitely not.
I would have it without all that sauce on because it looks wrong with the sauce on.
Okay, then, fair enough. And this one?
What?
Cheesy.
Basically, it looks like cheese and chips, but the thought, you know what? We'll just slap some cheese on the top just to make it
American
look a little bit
cheese.
better.
That's American cheese.
Please tell me that's not more. Please tell me that's not worth more than £1.50.
No, it's not. This is served at a place called Bournemouth Sevens. Okay?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth Sevens, not the club Bournemouth. So it sounds like a
Non-league
non-league
team.
Yeah, something like that.
No.
Yes or no? And
Nope.
also on the comment it says the chips look like cardboard.
Yep.
Definitely
Yeah.
no.
Definitely no.
Looks like something I'd eat when I was like on $5 budget.
It's something you eat when you're just pissed and you know don't know what you're eating, but you just want to eat anyway.
Yeah.
Try and sober up. That.
Yeah.
Right, then. This is the next one, and Ryan, this is the one you've been waiting for.
What is it?
Right, it is. The names are quite funny, but this is it. Ready?
Oh no.
No,
Yeah.
because I know what it is. No.
What?
Right. That is right. Get ready for this.
Fries and
That
chicken,
is.
isn't it?
This is called Rocky Mountain oysters.
No thanks you.
Now,
Oyster.
now these are actually. Get ready for this. Those
Look at
are
that.
those are fried bull's testicles.
Fried bull testicles.
Fried bull's testicles.
The monkey bastards.
Bloody hell. I'm surprised it's not fried Steve Bruce's bull's testicles.
Oh.
He's got
Pierre, you've had a Sinclair.
Mike,
Has he,
actually,
what? Has he just spilled his drink or something?
Aye.
He did.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh,
He died.
allow me bad now.
Oh, he has got himself into a messy situation.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thanks for that, Archer.
Ah, bollocks.
I think that's an all from everyone for that one.
is that in Australia or something?
It's in.
Colorado.
It is Colorado, Ryan.
Jesus Christ! Why?
Why could I picture Archer with that oyster squeezed it into his mouth? Ooh, oyster! Oh, be my oyster!
Well,
That looks more like schnitzel than pole testicles.
What schnitzel?
Well, I think we'll move away from that one now.
Well, I would have caused a bit of damage to your bed. I don't want to go any further with that one.
This is the next one.
Oh no, me.
Big Daddy Hot Dog served at Nashville, SC.
No.
I'd try that.
That looks like a Scouse dog.
It looks like someone just been sick on it and says, "Do you want to eat that?" Last we've got.
Yeah.
That's bad. That.
No for that, everyone.
No.
Take last resort food.
Okay, fair enough. God, I've just showed that one. This one.
Oh, it's weird.
Chili nachos.
That's nachos.
Chili nachos at Scunthorpe.
Scunthorpe, no wonder they got relegated out the football league with food like that. Scare all the fans away. Scare the players away. Would you eat that? I'll tell you what it is. You know how seagulls eat like anything? Even they wouldn't eat that.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
They die from the spice on the jalapeno.
Am I without the jalapenos?
Even the birds wouldn't touch that.
Sharky, you should try if you're going to Scunthorpe Gateshead next season.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely. Do you know what it is? I'm glad you've taken it off the screen. It's not worth looking at.
This is the next one.
I said even the seagulls that eat anything they can see off the floor wouldn't even touch that if it was last resort.
This is the next one.
Ryan's dropped out.
Again.
Oh no, that looks like diarrhea and sick put together.
Cheese,
Well done.
Chips,
It
cheese,
is
and curry
diarrhea.
sauce. Chips, cheese, and curry sauce served at Barwell FC.
No way on earth I would eat that.
No.
Not a chance.
It doesn't look that nice, does it?
No. It looks like it's 5 years old.
Doesn't it? This one.
That?
Spicy chicken burger. Spicy chicken burger that was served when Netherlands were playing.
Has it even been cooked properly?
I would say the chicken does look cooked. It just looks a bit overcooked.
Yeah.
No.
It looks really dry.
Yeah. You need some like garlic sauce or something on that.
No. Just a no from me. Simple as.
Yeah.
It's basically going to the toilet and needing to happen very quickly if you have that.
Yeah.
Right, and this is the final one we've got. Now, they call this the Premier Scouse Pie.
Liverpool.
The Scouse Pie, you must get yourself a Greg's.
Potato, minced beef, chopped onion, carrot, and swede, filling topping with delicious puff pastry or phyllo pastry.
No.
Where's this served at?
Liverpool, because you can see the seats.
There you
Oh, yeah.
It is. Yes or no?
How much is that?
No.
Right, that's enough. There was no price for that one, actually. I couldn't find the price for that one. But that concludes today's food picks.
Thank God.
Them were terrible, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, the fried bull's testicles, God almighty. Are they introducing like an Ibis? Yes, and they introduced an Ibis celebrity bus took a trial of this Ray with that one.
Peter, I'm going to shoot because I've got stuff on the telly to watch.
No problem, Chivers. Good to see you.
Yeah.
See ya.
That balance on the thing.
See you, Chivers.
No, I'll get a tripod eventually when I go back in the YouTube.
Well,
Right, just put that on.
let's see what I'm up to with the live comments.
Peter, I'm going to shoot off it, mate.
No
Right, see you,
problem,
Archer.
good to see you.
Yeah.
That's right.
See ya. Right, we're up to with me comments. Craig says it's worms and eggs. Oh, wow. Singapore noodles and egg. Is that Chinese noodles? It looks like it, doesn't it? Julian would give the noodles a 10 out of 10. Julian thinks it was a nice hot dog.
Each their own.
Craig said he would give the hot dog 8 out of 10. Okay. Is that a hot dog from a meal deal from the baseball stadium? Oh, God. That chips and cheese, just know that's making me shit. Not shit, sick, continent. That's bogging chicken and chips. Fried testicles, I already know that tastes don't. Oh, God. He's gone. Shoggy sounds like a porn star saying, be my testicle. Oh, God. That nachos hot dog looks like a fry-up you get for breakfast. Those nachos will make me sick and go to the toilet. Oh, that's bogging chips and curry looks like diarrhea and sick. No way, man.
Yes.
Is that a chicken and bacon wrap not cooked to a high standard? Was that a steak pie from Kilmarnock's Greg's? And when Niall said, would you eat any of those foods? I think not. If you just said no for them.
No.
Hi.
Hey, God almighty.
He's talking about money yet?
No, I haven't talked about Marnie, which again we'll come on to that in a moment. Yeah, what do we make of that? Marnie could be on his way to Bayern Munich.
It was going to
you're on mute, Charlie.
It was always going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Sorry, I was just going to. What was Morning?
Yep, he looks like he's going to be off to Bayern Munich this time. I think.
I think it's a good move for him.
Yeah. You see, because and what do we make of Liverpool getting Darwin Núñez?
Unproven, but gotta wait and see what he does. And then again, you kind of be surprised by like how much a player costs these days. Because I think Núñez, right? What did he go for? 85 million, something like that.
85 million,
yeah. Maybe it's about 10 years ago. If he was the next best thing, he probably would have been half of that. So like 40 million. But even for someone like him from the Portuguese league, even that's a lot of money. So they've probably overspent them really in reality.
Possibly, yeah. I mean,
I'm getting sick. Like obviously, we don't know who we're getting because we're getting absolutely slaughtered by Lille on who gets.
Do you know what it is? And the owner's right, and I've said this all along. Just patience.
Yeah,
gotta be patient. You gotta remember that the window only opened a few days ago. We've got to just be patient, and then we can. So that they can target who we need and then go for it. Eddie, by the way, is still on holiday.
Yeah, but
he's going to be next week.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing, you know, if Hugo Ekitike, we agreed a deal like was it 36 million euro, didn't we? And then they've been pushed into like another 145 million euro.
But that's the thing, though, with with money these days, like money talks. You know, clubs can say what they want in terms of what they want to sell a player for. A lot of it's out of desperation.
Craig thinks Liverpool might be getting the best deal with Darwin Núñez.
We'll see.
Well, Haaland went to Man City for a similar price.
And he's got the Man United as well. The City.
Liam says 6th of July. Who do you think Gateshead will get first? I think we'll Dutch Hamlet get Dolphin at home first. Wow, very.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a away game for Gateshead because the season starts at the same time as Newcastle.
Actually, sometimes
not really. Not really. They both played home together. I've seen that many times this season.
Yeah,
but it's more likely they'll both be like, well, one will be home, one will be away. That'll be most weekends.
But sometimes, I can remember one time, Gates were playing at home at 3 o'clock, wasn't it? And Newcastle kicked off at 12.
No, I've seen it when they both kicked off. No, I've seen it when they both kicked off at the same time.
Yeah,
many times.
But I reckon it'll be an away game.
Gateshead, right? Not for a laugh. I think Gateshead's going to get Dogan. It's the Gateshead Stadium. They say that's never been in the National League before.
I know. I won't be here for the first game, unfortunately.
And I'm sure they've only been around since 2017 or something.
Yeah. 2007.
Craig's got a soft spot for Gateshead. Been to a couple of games. Nice one, Craig. They are good to watch. They are really good.
Good, yeah.
Yep.
And back in the league where they belong, and where they were wrongfully kicked out of as well.
I watched them lift the title. It's the first time I've seen Gateshead lift a trophy.
Yeah, I got the videos on my phone. think I'm going to
tell you what it is, obviously, I said I've been to a lot of Gateshead games. I've seen it was great to celebrate with them. That's how I like me non-league football as well. I've got a lot of time for Gateshead.
And they had the biggest crowd of the season, but that's not including the FA Cup game.
Well, they got 4,000 probably because it was a hot day. There was no Newcastle play. There was a lot of factors in there, but you'd like to think in the National League that they still might be able to attract maybe 1,500, a couple of thousand.
Yeah,
be good.
Average crowd's 2,000.
Yeah,
I know the last time they were in the National League, they were only attracting like 1,500 under Gary, and even that was good.
Yeah.
That was deemed really good. But obviously, football's moved on since then.
Yeah.
It has, isn't it?
I think it's because social media's got better as well, so more fans are like checking out the games and stuff.
I believe there's away games in non-league or class. I've still not gone to yet.
I went to York, and you've got another chance to go next season. I'll be doing that one again if Newcastle are away.
That's how I'm going to try and do it. If I can try and get tickets in that, I'll try and go.
Oh, I can't now. You get them on the gate at York. I remember going down.
Yeah, but let's say if Newcastle's not playing and you're not at work and Newcastle's not playing at home and they're not playing away, let's say it's like an international break.
Tell you what game I could go to as well over pre-season is Gateshead are actually making the trip to Harrogate.
Harrogate and Redbridge.
Harrogate, just down the road. Yorkshire.
Oh yeah.
I've got tickets to go and see South Shields because I play Barrow.
That'd be a good one. I actually, funny enough, I went to watch Barrow a few months back.
I'm doing Dutton Gateshead on 12th of July.
I was just in the area because obviously I was just like having a little day out, and they were playing Sutton and they beat them 1-0. Bear in mind, Sutton at the top end of the league as well.
Yeah. Yep, that's a good point. I would might try to go back to Gateshead. It's been a while since I was last to Gateshead, actually. Sunderland have got Gateshead in behind closed doors in pre-season at the training ground. Wow.
Do you know why that'll be? Just so they can save the embarrassment in case they get beat off Gateshead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit surprised. I don't know why closed doors for that one.
What happened is don't.
Go on, Sharky.
I would say it'll be Sunderland 1, Gateshead 2, and then they'll say don't put it on social media because they would only get laughed at.
The thing is, they've got a 60-minute training game against Gateshead, and then they've got Blythe straight after another 60-minute game.
That's probably what they're doing. They're just getting both
training games, really.
Yeah, like I've been to see. Obviously, seen Newcastle on 23s play against Blackburn. Obviously, because I'm a Newcastle footballer. I got a mate who plays for Blackburn on 23s. I also see him play against Sunderland as well, and I've seen him play against Borough. And all the times I've seen him play, they won. It's like it's awkward. What I do if mate's playing against Newcastle, who does support? That's the problem. Even when
Newcastle support your local club, not Blackburn.
But he's my mate. I'm good pals with him as well. It's like, what do I do?
Support Newcastle.
Yeah, be neutral.
No, honestly, it's completely up to you.
Yeah, or be just neutral.
Most teams in non-league you can pay on the day. You certainly can't. Blythe's another one I'd like to go back to again.
I've done Blythe a few times. I'd like to go and watch Morpeth. They're another side I like going.
Yeah, good as well. I think I know where their ground is actually.
I'll find it.
I'm going Farnborough away for pre-season on the 23rd of July.
See, that's what I can't wait for July because even pre-season games you can actually get along to them. Even if Newcastle on playing, you can go and watch Gateshead at pre-season. You can go and watch any club. That's local.
I'm doing Dunstan away on 12th of July.
That'd be good. Gateshead have got Dunstan actually that first pre-season.
I think Gateshead will try and get a game on the 9th, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's due to
they've got plenty of home games till the end of July.
Yeah, I'm sure you went to go and see Dunstan and Gateshead, or was that somebody else? I'm sure you did.
Wasn't it?
See Dunstan against Morpeth Town in a friendly.
That might be in that one then. I'm sure you did.
Yeah, it was 2-1 to Dunstan, I believe, in that game.
I've been at Dunstan's ground, but that was like the Pav Cup. I've never been to see Dunstan, the club.
What's your opinions? I hope this is not a funny name.
Todd.
No, it's the Chelsea owner.
Right,
Chelsea owner. He's basically said that Newcastle are part of the tops. We're not. We've got to. At the end of the day, we don't want to put ourselves under that kind of pressure. Like we are what we are. It's going to take some time.
In 10, 15 years we will be, but not straight away.
I'm just like
Yeah,
trying
like
Tom Bully, that's come back to me now.
I think we're just trying to find ourselves again at the end of the day. Like we've just had a recent takeover, nothing happens overnight.
Yeah, again.
Like,
talking about the takeover, I've been watching. Excuse me. I've been watching a video what's popped up on my phone quite a bit of when the takeover happened. They played the local hero inside the ground with nobody there at midnight when we got took over. Literally when it got took over and the news broke, they played it outside. They played it inside the ground.
Oh, wow, nice one.
At the end of the day, we've got a lot of catching up to do. I mean, our sole aim next season will be to finish top 10.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll go one better than last season, and that'll show progress.
When I find the video, I'm messaging him, send the link over to you.
It'll be us in the likes of Aston Villa who will be trying to, get into that top 10, trying to bridge the 7th spot.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, go back to Tom Bully's just come back to me. I just don't want to fall for these funny names anymore.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Like what? Not like what Mr. Sinclair keeps doing every time.
Oh, I keep winding him up. You don't know 1 minute if he's a Newcastle fan or a Man United fan.
In the
Man United fan, he's a Man United fan, man.
I'm hoping for Gateshead away.
Honestly, Gateshead, I see that with a lot of fans. Like, it's all good, like supporting your local club if like Premier League or Championship, but like go and follow non-league as well, like your local clubs, and see what like for both angles.
I like when they classify go and say, well, it's good banner.
Craig says Craig says Sunderland have got Rangers in Portugal in pre-season. Yes,
I think they could beat.
For example, like me and Sharky and a couple of other ones, like Peter, you would know, like when we go to the match, sometimes you say with a couple of groups and that, how brilliant are them with us.
Lawrence goes, but hey, Lawrence is more passionate than us. He sings. He's in the singing section.
I've never seen it. I have seen at the Gator games before, but I never ever have a chance to speak to you and that.
And Mason goes. He's like one of the biggest Gator fans around. No, but the way I see it with Gateshead, though, Newcastle, we're all one. You know what I mean? It's just like they're like the smaller club, like the smaller Newcastle.
That's it, innit?
Aye. The way I see it, Sunderland fans go and watch South Shields, and the Newcastle fans go watch Gateshead. That's how I see it personally.
I go to both Gateshead and Shields, me.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It's just
Oh yeah.
There's 6th or 7th. There's Piff on success. I've said 7th. So.
Well, I'm doing Gateshead next season.
I'll try and get. If it was me, I'll try and get European Conference.
It's possible, but the way I say it, next season we need to target like the top 10, and then if we can finish like 8th or 9th, then push on from there. Do you know what I mean? That for me shows that we're building. Like this season we finished 11th. That's good considering where we were with Bruce and whatnot. Yes. And then they say next season we'll get 8th or 9th, and then kick on because you got to think Villa have done better business than us so far in the transfer market. So they're already one step ahead. We've got, you've got to think, you've got a clutch of clubs, Aston Villa, Leicester, Wolves. We've got to try and, be one step ahead of them. They're one step ahead of us at the minute. You know what I mean? We're trying to bridge that gap still. We've got West Ham.
Teams.
I mean, I'm just now looking through some of the stuff within Sky Sports Transfer Centre. Southampton have signed a new goalkeeper.
They've signed 2.
Yeah, from, guess what, from Portsmouth. Bazumu.
He was actually on loan at Portsmouth from Manchester City.
The other one
it's going controversial.
Is another Polish goalkeeper called Mateusz Liss on a 5-year deal.
I was going to say, do you think McCarthy could be going up the door to sign 2 goalkeepers?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's as good as looking to make Marty.
Leeds have added midfielder Mark Rocker on a 4-year deal for 10 million.
You never know. He could be rocking Ellen Road next season. Rocker.
Yeah, it's inside there. Also, goalkeeper Gavin Bazunu.
He's a good keeper.
It'd be good to see the welcome that he gets from the Southampton fans because he played for Portsmouth.
Yeah, and Spurs have signed Bafuma for around about £35 million.
That's either way. That's a bargain. I think that's a good buy for Tottenham. Good player.
But we're obviously talking about transfers. I've just had a look on Sky Sports as well. But obviously this was 9 hours ago. Newcastle are rumored to be close to signing Ekateki.
Hey, who I'd like from Brighton, who actually Joe Trossard. I think he's really good as well. I like him.
Oh, I like Trossard as well. Good player.
That just goes to show like how well they recruited when Dan Ashworth was there, and they got obviously Graham Potter building on what Chris Hughton left.
Yep, absolutely.
He should get a share for the England job, in my opinion, if Southgate goes.
Who's that, Christian? Oh, Potter.
No, Potter.
See, I'm the one for Southgate. Like, I understand now the result was poor on Tuesday, beyond poor, but the way I see it, he deserves to lead with the World Cup regardless. I'm not one of these fans like, oh, get him out. At the end of the day, it was only last year that fans were calling him a legend and that he's the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah,
to be fair, in many ways, he built the foundations of England. Like, one thing I'll give him a bit of credit for, he come out and said, like, in all 4 games, I've tried to experiment, I've picked different players, and that's fair enough. Do you know what it is? As long as he learns from it in September, we might get relegated, but look at the state of that group that we had. Italy, Germany, Hungary. Something was always going to happen in that.
Brighton have signed a player called Julio Enciso from Paraguay's side Libertad Asunción for $9.5
I just don't think, right, getting a new manager before the World Cup is going to change anything. The way I think he's got to have the World Cup.
I've got a question. Yeah. Why does he have to play that shit for Man United? I don't understand.
Who's Maguire?
To
be fair, the team against Hungary wasn't actually the strongest. Yeah, you had Harry Kane in that, but it wasn't the strongest. We should put them aside. But to be fair, in all credit to Hungary, they deserved it on the night, though. They've actually improved in recent times. They've done well in the Euros. They've obviously put us aside twice. So what does that say about them, though? They've improved. There's a lot of nations that were not good enough for a year ago. They've got better now. Do you know what I mean? Things can change. Look at remember Costa Rica? We were in a group with them. All them they qualified.
Yeah.
MBS and Piff will. Hold on, we come to jumping. Piff won't see 10 the success. I think we could go higher than 10. MBS.
It'd be a learning block, in my opinion.
It is. I will want Europe next season. Why are Villa fans creating a rivalry with us? Have you seen their fans on Twitter?
I don't know. I would deem 8th or 9th for success. That for me would be success because you're building bridges all the time. You know what I mean? We can't go into this season and think, we're going to have to get 7th. We're going to have to get 6th because you got to think of the squad we've got at the minute, right? It's done well towards the end of the season, but is it good enough to get 6th or 7th? Not quite. I think we need more players. We need to build. It all depends on the season, but if say we get 8th or 9th for Eddie Howe, and then the season after that we'll get 7th. For me, it's progressive all the time. Do you know what I mean? You can't demand something straight away because it doesn't happen. It can go one way or the other.
That's the thing.
At least 10 years where we need to be.
I've seen owners go to clubs with high expectations and they've been relegated.
They have, yeah. Villa finished below us to 49 game start. That's correct. Imagine Bruce as England manager. Oh, God almighty.
If Bruce is England manager, trust me, right now, I wouldn't watch England ever again until he's gone.
Can I come back on the question of progression?
Yeah.
When Wolves' first season in the Premier League was
going on.
Yeah, you said Mason.
Like when Wolves' first season in the Premier League with the new Chinese owner. Look what they did. They won the Europa League because they got the right players. They built the right players.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to take us time. Like we had an owner that was just penny pinching and just getting players that weren't good enough. You know that will try to take where we want to be. Whereas you have Wolves, like they had like ex-Champions League players, some even Europa League players playing in the Championship, like Martino, for example.
I think the next 5 years, Newcastle could be possibly in the top 5.
I just think at the end of the day, next season it should be all about top 10, and then the season after that we should definitely go and push for Europa Conference or Europa League. For me, it's going to be a season by season gradual process.
Yeah,
you can't expect things overnight. You really can't.
No,
that's why it's a project, isn't it?
If we, do you know what? If we missed out on, do you know what it is? I'd be a bit gutted if we missed out on 7th by say 3 or 4 points. But at the same time, I look back and say, do you know what? This manager, he's doing the best of what he's got. We're progressing. Do you know what I mean? If we're gutted to miss out by a few points, it shows that we're not in a relegation battle anymore. If we can keep away from that, do you know what I mean? It's we've got to stay consistent. That's our problem. We get to a point where we expect something and then we're inconsistent.
Yeah, England fans are like Arsenal win a game, love the manager, lose a game, want the manager out.
That's my point. I wasn't trying to dig at anyone. The way I see it is you've got to give him the World Cup. I think it's his first big home defeat since he's been England manager. I think the other ones have probably been away. And the way I see it, right, with Gareth Southgate is he's actually united the nation. It was a poor night. That's all it was. It was a poor night. It was just when things weren't going your way, it just wasn't meant to be that night. Do you know what I mean? Hungary, to be fair, have done well in the group. They've done overdone expectations. At the end of the day, I know he's defensive, I get it. But at the same time, he's come out and apologised. He said, I've been making all these different changes. Plus, there's a lot of factors in it. Like the players' mindsets aren't right with the Nations League being where it is. That should have been played in November. The World Cup's getting played at that time. So obviously it's all messed up at the minute. Players are knackered.
We all know who Southgate's lawyer is. He's the Bondi manager on My Save. Southgate is the wank manager. But paid $1 billion for the piracy so the deal could go through and bought club and...
But the question is, right, with Southgate, who's going to come in before the World Cup? And if they do, are they going to win the World Cup? I don't think they will because they'll need time, but we've got a World Cup coming up. We want to go into that World Cup and thinking that we can actually do the impossible, as fans keep saying.
Yeah,
the World Cup comes every 4 years. You can't mess around.
That's the thing. But if we have a poor World Cup, he's got to be gone then.
That's what I've said. Like he's got to have the World Cup. You can't just because of that result alone, you can't say, "Oh, get rid of him." Because the players are like so used to his style. They're so used to working with Gareth Southgate. Do you know what I mean? It's like a new manager could tarnish that.
Plus, I've not Luke Shaw left back, and I think he's brilliant left back.
He'll come back though. The thing is, there's a lot of our players are injured.
Piff already spent 1.5 million. You'll want success fast enough. You realise who our owners. Have we spent 1.5 million on a bill on piracy?
I understand like who we've got in charge. It doesn't really matter like who it is. Look at Man City when they were bought out. It didn't happen overnight. They were still finishing mid-table.
Did we spend 1.5 billion and pay for like a piracy?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is and what the exact. I know what the piracy is.
I know we resolved that between Saudi Arabia and Qatar.
Yeah, but as I said, it's when Chelsea got bought out, right, under Roman Abramovich, and the same happened with Man City. It doesn't happen overnight. Do you know what I mean? Even getting European football, it took Man City a few seasons.
UFC versus Sunderland be in the fixture in the future. I miss the derby. One day it might be again. Wenger will come for England. I can't see Wenger.
He's done.
We'll play you again, Craig, but not for a while. Southgate's never been good enough. Whatever enough he has got to drill in. And Julian says $1 bill to clear a piracy. I'm not sure about paying a bill, but I know we resolved it. $1 bill piracy and 333 million for club and 100 million for January transfer window.
Problem is, though, with Gareth Southgate, though, right? Nobody wanted the England job before he took it, and he sort of got everyone together, though, didn't he? I mean, I get the Euros was 12 months ago, but think where fans were 12 months ago. We'd just come out of lockdown and had such a good run in the Euros, and people were calling Gareth Southgate a legend, and the way he was like celebrating with the players and the fans who made the trip, Wembley and whatnot, just how united the nation was. I know we've not done well in the Nations League. It's the Nations League, but the way I say it is, you got to think of where the World Cup is, where it's unusual. It's getting played in November. That would normally be Nations League, where like players are playing Premier League football, then they're up for it. It's different. We've had a long season in the Premier League. The players are knackered. I said I don't want to stick up for them too much, but you got to think about a Premier League season, and then obviously Nations League, and then they're going to have a few weeks off, and then they've got to go back into the Premier League, and then straight away they've got to go into a World Cup, and then they've got to continue the rest of the new season. It's going to be another long season for them. So they'll be knackered. Do you know what I mean? It's tough. It's going to be tough for them.
The only thing I criticise with Southgate is he didn't have a proper left back, and at centre back he had to have a useless shit defender for Man United. Come on.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I just the way I see it, right? It was a damaging defeat. It was poor, and I'll take nothing away from that. It was terrible, but I can't judge him on that alone. Do you know what I mean? I've got to think, he got where, to where we should have won the Euros hands down, but he got to the World Cup, and he deserves that right to lead in Qatar. And then if we don't win the World Cup, then he goes, because then another manager can take charge. But he's got to kind of end what he got with two. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if he wins a World Cup, he buys himself more time. But if he doesn't, then obviously, do you know what I mean? And by the way, you got to look at the FA. The FA don't look budged to move Southgate on. They've probably looked at like the progression.
I wouldn't say like he's a yes man according to Craig, because I think they would look well for someone else.
But the thing is, you got to think with the FA, right? They don't seem bothered about like Gareth Southgate to remove him. Do you know what I mean? They've looked at like what's happened previously. We've climbed up the rankings.
White Trout says, any truth in the rumour? John Dahl Thomason, what Shawlers is number 2? I've not heard anything about that.
He's got a role at the club, and you'll not move.
Yeah, you just have to look back at teams England beating the World Cup. I also think Scotland would do well against them teams minus Croatia. Yeah, Payday, they cleared the piracy deal, so the deal could go through. Oh, well, fair enough then.
Yeah, but you got to think in a group stage, right? Anyone can get anyone like terrible. You still got to beat them. You can only beat what's put in front of you.
Some players are in the team because the team they play for. I know Gareth Southgate.
Like, look, we've got Iran, we've got Wales, and we've got somebody else. But at the end of the day, who's the other one? Wales, USA. USA, sorry, yeah. So USA, Wales, and Iran, right? At the end of the day, we've still got to beat what's put in front of us if we want to do well in the competition.
Yep. I mean, go back there.
I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, Tuesday, it is what it is. It's one of them as a manager. You got to move on very quickly. You kind of dwell on it. It's happened now. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to be playing them like for a while now. In that case,
we're going to get ready to get the League B on there, which is like Scotland's group.
The thing is, right? If we got relegated out of the Nations League, does it really matter? Because a lot of the time we're going to qualify for the Euros and the World Cup anyway. We've got a strong enough side to do so. It's only for like the smaller nations.
Colombia would beat Scotland. I mean,
Colombia are a good side.
We should have took that. We should have took that to a penalty shootout, though.
I still think they're a good side, though. They're very underestimated. Good side.
Yes, I remember Falcao playing there at the time. Still,
there you are. I thought we were going to go out in the penalty area. And then, to be honest, they're a good side on pens.
Yeah,
Eric Dyer, of all people, get that winning penalty.
Oh God, don't amaze him. Oh. But to be fair, the World Cup, though, throws up many surprises. The thing is, we can't really underestimate nations like Colombia because we don't play them often because we play a lot of the European sides, like European nations like Italy, France, and like friendlies and that. We don't play many of like the Uruguay and that.
It was David Ospina in goal for Colombia when we play them in the shootout.
Aye.
But say we don't play many friendlies against like Uruguay, South Africa. Do you know what I mean? It's a case of we play ones like more local.
The England teams, England won against, it's nothing to brag about. It's like bragging about beating someone like Fleetwood Town. I wish there was a little bit more competition because we always seem to get the easy games. That's the thing.
But the thing is, right? Look at Portugal, for example, right? They had a poor run, and then even had a poor run in the Euros of 2016 and won it. I'm sure they drew like a few of their games.
I think they were one. I think they lost against Hungary. They would have been out in the groups.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like a run means nothing like that. Like a poor run. If you just, you might just get a bit of luck.
1 billion was paid to Qatari company B in spots for the piracy, as in Saudi they were streaming it illegal, and that was holding back the whole takeover situation. France would have England if England won against Croatia. I mean, France.
Yeah, I think France would have beat comfortably.
You say that though, but France haven't done well in the Nations League either. So I wouldn't know. Like
Craig Scott says, Southgate never get a football cost us to the Euro final.
The thing is, look at some of the big nations in the Nations League, right? That you expected to do well in the tournament, World Cup. They haven't actually taken it seriously, or they haven't performed well. So to be fair, it's not just England that this is happening to. Do you know what I mean? A lot of them are focusing on the World Cup. They want to give that all in the World Cup. A lot of them are probably still on holiday mode and they want to just get prepared for the new seasons.
Yeah, that's probably it. No,
that's what it is. That's all what it's down to. It's mentality.
And talking about
oh, do you know what I said? I wasn't one of them. I just jumped on the bandwagon straight away. I thought, listen, he deserves the World Cup, regardless.
Like with the Nations League, the second yellow card what we got. No way on hell that was the second yellow card.
It wasn't a bit of a funny one, but
do you know what it is? When something doesn't go your way and then it adds up to like 2, 3, 4 decisions, it's not going to be your night, and it just wasn't our night at the end of the day. We were shocking, we were poor. Yeah. No, we haven't had. The thing is, I'd rather get beat 4-0 at Molineux than it be at Wembley. Because imagine that being at Wembley in front of 90,000.
Oh my God, for God's sake, Wembley curse.
Bit like Watford when they lost 6-0 in the cup final.
Exactly, it was at Molineux, it wasn't in the world.
The difference between England and the better teams is the better teams got good managers. If England had a good manager, I think England would have had a chance. We've done well to get to finals, but
I'm trying to think. Of another manager that would do better than what we've got, who I actually trust.
Potter. Just Potter. Just with what he's done with.
But these managers, like a lot of these managers, don't want to manage the national team because they want to manage more games, so they want to be playing club football. Like, I'm not being disrespectful with what England or national team coach, but I'd rather manage a club because you got games every week. We've got something to look forward to. Whereas it's like you got, you're just Gareth Southgate. You just go to games to watch to see how these players do to get into your national side. But I just don't see what's so appealing with national football. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather be in club football.
Julian says, Sharky, reveal to us the Southgate PGs you have.
Oh, no. No, honestly, do you know what it is? And then I've gave him stick in the past, but when it comes to a World Cup, you don't want to go to a World Cup with someone unknown or someone who just, who hasn't built the team.
Leaf says, Graham Potter or Eddie Howe if he wasn't our manager. Silly, not
Eddie Howe won't. Eddie Howe's too. Right at this moment in time, he's a young manager. He's not going to want to manage England just yet. So you can rule Eddie out straight away.
He's staying with us. That's why.
No, I'm saying he's got. The thing is, he's probably. Eddie's. What's he now? 40. He doesn't look 40. I'm sure he's 40.
44.
Yeah, he doesn't look it though, does he? But what I'm saying is, right, he's still probably got another decade and a bit, like in the game. I wouldn't. Eddie could probably manage a national team when he's like 60. That's what it seems to be for the older blokes, isn't it? But spending that.
Could Eddie be a future England manager? Not right at this moment. But
not
right
now, but for the future, yes. But not yet.
Julian said he'd rather have Donald Duck over Southgate.
I don't know. Like you've got to look back at like the Euros to think like what he did to the nation. I know that was the Euros, and but it was only a year ago that everyone was saying Gareth Southgate's the best thing since sliced bread.
Exactly.
It's true that though in many ways, and the thing is, at the end of the day, I think Jamie Carragher said it the other day. I think we've overachieved. I think we have, because you think of the players we once had and to the new players that he's been bringing in, a lot of them didn't have that many caps, and that's difficult, really.
Cucurella's off to Man City. I wonder if Dan Ashworth is
He's
the reason
good.
why he managed to get a player of that quality. He is good.
I see it. The thing is that how many crosses, right? And I think that's what ticked Eddie off a little bit in that game. Remember, it's St James, and we played Bright, we beat them, but the amount of crosses he was getting into that box because we were just giving him too much space. He was their best player on the day. It's St James.
If they get him.
Right,
honestly, the amount of crosses, the amount of crosses Dan Burn had to get rid of.
Liam says, I would be surprised if the FA replaced Southgate with Sean Dyche.
See, Sean Dyche would be good, but after the World Cup. If you don't win it. Not now, I think.
I'm not even looking for bite. I never said that Southgate is wank shit. I don't think England overachieved with the teams they played against. Dyche would be horrendous for England. I don't mind.
I don't. He was unlucky to lose his job. I know the style of football wasn't great, but it's Burnley.
I think they should have got rid of him, and it's come back to haunt them.
I said I think Sean Dyche would be good, but maybe it's after the World Cup if we don't win it. If he wins it somehow, because anyone can win the World Cup, who's in it, you're in it to win it. It buys him more time. But I just think with Southgate being there for so long, because we haven't. If we lose the World Cup, yeah, fine, he has to go. We'll have to bring someone else in. But right now, we're going into the World Cup. We need like Southgate is the one to lead with in that World Cup. He deserves it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He does it because at the end of the day, we're qualified for the World Cup. He got with there, so he deserves that chance. And then after the World Cup, we're then preparing for the Euros in Germany. It should be then a new manager. It all depends on if we win this World Cup or not. See what happens.
It all depends, I
just don't think a new manager would do anything. Like it's too late.
Yeah. I'm just looking to see if there's any other transfers that have been taken.
I think a lot of the other nations have brought managers in before tournament and failed.
Yeah. Just looking for any more transfers.
Johnson Sinclair, he's club owner now. Newcastle's linked to Benmore Bardashvili.
No. All right.
No, I never heard of the bloke.
I only go for the likes of Keith Downey and that, because they're more reliable. They know what they're talking about.
That's why I'm looking at Keith Downey, because with Ekitiki, that's gonna get them next week.
Arsenal are in talks to try to get Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I think that's going to happen, and that would be a good signing for Arsenal.
Yeah, I think it would be. Lacazette's gone. Arsenal desperately do need a striker as well. Of course, Arsenal did confirm the signing of Porto midfielder Fabio Vieira.
He's a big good player as well.
It's one of the missed towards the back end of the season. They just couldn't defend, and they just lost an out of scoring.
And they've got that Marquinhos as well.
I mean, I think they need a striker at the back still, Arsenal. I
I do rate that Smith Rowe. Like, he just needed a bit more service towards the back end of the season.
I think Smith Rowe's a good player.
He just needed more service.
Defending's still not good at all there for them. I think centre back wise, I think they paid well over the odds for.
I think Ramsdale
proving out to be a good keeper.
He struggled though for England, didn't he, on Tuesday? But then again, our defence was woeful.
Terrible, man.
Big Harry Maguire go to the World Cup. That's gonna be fun.
England has the potential, but right now they rely on easy draws. But well, let Southgate manage the tea ladies over 100 football team. Why would Jesus go to Arsenal? I don't think Jesus would get games to Man City now if they've got Haaland.
Why would you want to go to Arsenal when you can link up with Ekitike next season?
I think he could go there because I don't think he'd be guaranteed for a lot of football in Man City next season, considering Haaland's now.
Man City, I was going to say before Haaland went there, they weren't even playing with they say they weren't playing with a recognised striker. Jesus is actually a striker. That was number 9 at one point.
That's right. They did,
but to be fair, it just goes to show how Pep manages to tactically get his team playing how he wants to play. He still gets a tune out of them.
Arsenal stink, awful manager, team dog shite.
I don't rate Arteta like.
If Jesus goes from Man City to Arsenal, that shows an ambition. I think you want to go to get games.
Yeah, he'll be the replacement for Aubameyang.
And Lacazette, because Lacazette's gone back to Lyon.
Yep.
Oh, Liam thinks Ten Hag will fail at Man United.
Fucking hope so. Hope so, because I hate the bastards, me.
I would laugh if Man United
seriously do.
I don't think he'll fail at Man United, but yeah, I think he'll kind of
Man United.
The problem.
They're that sort of club. If they don't win a couple of games, right, get them out.
That's why I prefer Man City all day long.
I think they might win the Europa League next year.
Remember Brentford shamed them at Old Trafford.
Liam thinks Haaland isn't a striker anyway. I think he does play.
He's a striker. He's a number 9.
There you go.
He's got the number 15 shirt for City.
Right, man, Dan Burnell, I'm in his pocket in a few games time.
David says he can't wait for our first home game of the season against Forest. Neither can I.
It's going to be 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
Oh, Jack Colback breaks his leg.
Oh, Jack Colback comes against us as well. Wow.
I won't be here.
Do you know what it is, though, right? It would just be typical that he comes up and say we win the game 3-1. He actually scores past, but it's a typical Newcastle thing to do. It is.
I hold his number 15 because that's his number, Man City.
Ex-players holding it all the time. It just often happens.
He'll probably play shit.
Well,
I don't have much. I'll be honest. I don't have much hope for Forest or Bournemouth.
Go on, Lewis. What are you going to say?
I was saying I won't be here for the first game. If my friend just messaged me about the program, can you get me one for the next home game? I'll give you the free. Cheers.
Just like the new programs are a tenner.
No, they're not.
Because just the first game, special edition, because you're going on holiday. Charge me a tenner. Interest. You want something to buy? You want that's interest.
Just starts soon. The Saturdays are boring as shite at the moment.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like
the 2nd of July. We'll go pre-season games at grassroots level.
I'll tell you what will be on, and it may not interest you, but the England's women's team are in the Euros.
I'll be watching that.
I'm looking forward to that.
And they've got a new coach as well from Dutch.
6th of July. We'll start against Austria.
Yeah, she's Dutch as well. Like she's one of the new coaches.
The one last night. They're playing again next Friday.
I'm not forward to that.
Man City's the only club in Manchester. Manchester United is in Salford.
Holland.
Yeah. What do you make of this? Man City's the only club in Manchester. Man United's in Salford, but Man City's not right in the city centre though.
No, it's not.
We're probably only one of the clubs in the city centre.
Well, I'll be doing the Etihad Stadium tour actually at the end of July.
I've done the city tour. It's amazing, by the way.
Nice one. Craig says Newcastle away on Boxing Day means we at home that day. Yeah, we've got Leicester City on Boxing Day.
Away from home, we'd never do well away at Leicester around Christmas time. I'm sure you went as well, Peter, didn't you? Last season.
4-0.
And we know what happened.
4-0.
Yeah.
Lucky Perez.
But at least the performance was worse for the 5-0 when you were down there.
Nah, Perez scored
I
like
don't know
the 3-0 win that had it. St James
The
in
Steve Bruce
boxing.
one was just
Sorry,
absolutely
you say-
diabolical. On another day, we were lost
ranting,
10-0.
It's gonna be born as well. Well, I should say born, but probably not when the World Cup's on.
Yeah,
No,
well, I say that no, because there'll be some non-league football as well. League
Yeah.
1, League 2, and non-league continue the way through. So, to be fair, that you can go and watch like Gateshead, like Morpeth, Blythe, Shield. So,
No.
if you're not in the non-league team, then that in or League 1, League 2, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you are, you won't be bored.
Thank God I've got
David
football.
says, does anyone go to get the new Newcastle home shirt? I've got
Yes.
mine pre-ordered.
Yes,
Yeah, probably.
I'm getting mine.
haven't,
I'm going to try and go on the 4th of July when they
Yeah,
get
I haven't. I'm pre-ordered it. I'm just going to get it in the club shop.
I really just hope they get the size to fit properly.
That's the one reason why I'm going, because at the end of the day, I don't trust the size and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean-
but my top is a triple XL and it just fits me.
I have to admit, I do like the top. It's a lot better than last
what did that
season.
went on general sale?
I've had to go up to 3XL.
Apparently, hang on, the 4th of next month. Apparently, when they get
And I've stated this all along. I didn't like last season's top because obviously didn't have enough stripes. Look at your rugby top, number 4.
Exactly,
yeah,
that's
all of that. I'm not a big fan of buttons on either. Like, I'm more like rounded enough. It just looks it looks so much more.
You gotta love the buttons on the good old brown ale one back in '96.
Yeah, I do, but I'm more like I do, but I'm more like the modern tops. You know what I mean? Like how they're made. It's just I just like the new home one, just with the stripes. It's that is traditional Newcastle United. And on the back,
I'm definitely going to top.
And the badges actually stitched on as well.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
We'll be getting Pram badges on our shirts, and the Magnums will be getting still championship ones.
Does anyone know when the fixtures are out for Gateshead?
Yeah,
6th of July.
6th of July. July the 6th.
First game of the season, York City probably are Dorking.
Be away.
We haven't we are having a break like Premier League teams as well, so just a lot of them.
I think the championship actually starts back up again on the 10th of December.
League 1, League 2, and the non-league they're still going.
I seen that championship 31st of July.
Yeah,
championship will still. The championship, they'll have a lot of games to get through as well because they play 46 games a season plus any extras if you're in the playoffs.
The Scottish Premiership
and actually more if you progress in the League Cup and the FA Cup as well. So their schedule are massive.
And
Steve Bruce plays against his former club Sunderland against there as well.
Imagine Sunderland West Brom first game of the season.
I don't know who I'd want to win between West Brom or Sunderland if those two meet.
I hope it's a stinky 0-0 draw. Nothing happens on the pitch because both sides are shit.
Well, this was a very good
stinky
team.
0-0 draw.
Well, you know.
Well, chances just couldn't quite hit him, but we'll just
Do you know what you'll see? He'll have his little argument about what happened at Sunderland, like some of that happened in the past. He loves going back in the past and if only Sunderland give us a bit more longer in the job, that little bit longer.
You'd want West Brom.
Maybe if the owner wasn't different back then. Actually, I really do. He's built it to a Sunderland game. I really did like that Sunderland. Shut up, man, will you?
It could be like either because you want probably West Brom to win because you want them to be our rivals, but Sunderland,
nil.
Or Sunderland, if imagine if they did beat West Brom, to just say how shit Steve Bruce really is nowadays. Now,
well, I was going to say when do West Brom play Sunderland? They'll find out in a week's time.
Yeah, I mean.
Imagine that was the first game of the season at the Hawthorns or something like that, like West Brom versus Sunderland. That could actually be.
And the last championship game was Sunderland versus West Brom.
But imagine that, though, the Hawthorns, all of a sudden Sunderland somehow beat them, and the next thing you know, he loses his job. Sorry, I should have been given a little bit longer.
I don't think Steve Bruce will last at West Brom.
Nah, me either.
Nah.
I think
right now, he'll be gone before Christmas.
Yeah.
He'll be gone. He'll be out that door. P45, and then what he'll be doing is he'll take the money for getting sacked, then he'll still be looking for other jobs because he's just
Steve Bruce for the Gateshead job.
I'll tell you what it is. If he won the Gateshead job, I wouldn't want.
Mike Trout says we've got about 5 minutes there. It doesn't matter who we are linked with to when whoever we say, it's just other clubs put their hand into us. Well, Sunderland fans to boo Steve Bruce? Yeah,
I don't think
Yes.
that. Do you know what it is? In a way, I don't think they will because he didn't actually. Well, in their terms, they say he didn't do a bad job. That's the way they. When I listen to Sunderland fans when they talk about Steve Bruce, a lot of them say actually he didn't do a bad job, but that's because they've got low expectations. It's Sunderland.
Bruno, all Padre thinks Bruno to lift the World Cup in December.
Well, Brazil are one of the favourites.
France, obviously Germany. To be fair, are coming back.
Craig says he's going to throw cabbage at Steve Bruce.
You know what it is? I was just going to say. I've got a feeling the Sunderland fan will do it.
On the World Prowse links, just more lazy journalism.
I would say so.
I would say it did say on Sky Sports actually.
But to be fair, it depends. Like I said, he's Mr. Southampton, isn't he? That's the only way he moves is if like he wants more money.
Thing is, he's Mr. Southampton, but his family support Portsmouth.
I just think it's for what he's done. To be fair, I think he's nearly about to break a Premier League record, beat David Beckham's record of free kicks.
West Brom fans don't want Bruce to certainly don't at this rate because he's a shite manager.
Who
he's a player state.
I mean, there'll be League One, League Two clubs screaming, "No, we don't want him."
So if I get it, we don't want him.
To be fair, he's assistant at West Brom will probably do a better job.
I think a blind man probably could do a better job than Steve Bruce.
Aye.
I think it'll be quickly. If it starts badly, West Brom fans will be right on.
Imagine this. We got West Brom in the League Cup.
Oh, I would love to get us over.
We could still get him in the cup, yeah.
Then we'll just show who's managing the team properly, and it just show that useless.
The job is quite strange. Imagine this in the Carabao Cup, St James's Park, Steve Bruce, Newcastle versus West Brom around August, September time. He comes up and we're giving him an absolute stuffing, 4 or 5-0. Send you packing, bye-bye, you absolute fraud, cabbage, whatever you want to say about him. Because mate, you were finished a long time ago. You're long overstayed your welcome, but money sport.
Liam said he wouldn't take Steve Bruce at his local non-league club, Dulwich Hamlet.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll laugh at it all. Well, you know, I'm here to manage Dulwich and Hamlet. Right, passes the frying pans, everyone. Nope, you here to manage football, man, you clown.
I won't be surprised.
Imagine Gateshead versus West Brom. Would you go yes?
100%.
100%. Yes.
Could you imagine though if it was an FA Cup game from like a few seasons back and Gateshead actually beat them?
Hang on. Let's say, for example, obviously the rules are you have to play at your home stadium for the FA Cup game.
Yes, you do.
Imagine if Gateshead got a Premier League, like a Championship or Premier League team, not Newcastle, for example. Would the thing they would write to the FA, and obviously they won't probably be allowed. But imagine they could play at St James.
Won't be allowed because it's the wrong ground. It would just have to be a 12,000 like sellout.
Could they not put temporary seats in?
No, they have to fill that. They have to fill what they have.
Imagine this: Bruce versus Newcastle, and next week later, Bruce versus Sunderland. Wow!
And he got beat twice. That'd be fun.
Twice.
Do you think Newcastle need Nick Pope? I think we need another goalkeeper.
Yes. I think it'd be. Do you know what? It'd be good. It'd be great competition for Dubravka. But even so, as much as I'd like to see Dubravka be number one because he deserves it, Nick Pope would. I wouldn't argue if he actually walked straight in and got number one. He's a goalkeeper.
We'll wait and see.
I think the problem for Pope is he'll want guaranteed game time with the World Cup coming up.
But then the thing is, I don't think he's going to get it. Like, I don't think he's going to start in the World Cup. I think it'd be small arms, isn't it?
Stevenson, we need to go for Stracosa now and Luis Filippi centre back. That's your both, and then take Belotti on free transfer. Also, I think Ericsson go to Spurs, but he hopes Ericsson comes to Newcastle.
We'll wait and see.
The thing is, about Pickford, right? He doesn't deal with his feet.
Yeah, the same with Dubravka as well. I think Pope can do that though.
Yeah, I mean, Steven says no to Pope, Stracosa, one free transfer. Come on, Dan. Very interested. Very interested.
There's going to be more rumours until the next show. There'll be more talk. But hopefully, I'd say I'm more hopeful now about the Ekatike deal with what Keith Downey said. Because when he puts a tweet out, he is normally right 95% of the time. I'm not going to say 100 because things can change, but you know he's more reliable than what I've been hearing previously. You know, I mean, you have all these other journalists outside that Because you got to think of Keith Downey, he's always like outside the training ground or he's outside the ground at the stadium. So he has insight, he knows something. And then when you've got Murdoch coming out and saying, patience is virtue, then it kind of gives a lot away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, certainly does. Pope and Dubravka's the same level. What is the price? 10 million for Pope, I think.
Bargain, if that's the case, that is a bargain for his potential. That is a bargain.
Benny will want anything else to skint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we've now come to the end of the show. So it's been definitely another blast of a show. For next shows, I might have to reschedule it for a different day, unfortunately, but I'll let you know when. But I do always keep an eye out for any news coming out in regards to the club. Any more transfers as well, I will be definitely bringing out on the channel. So do keep an eye out for those coming. Indeed, again, if you enjoyed tonight's show, please do hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button as well. If you are new to the channel and really, really enjoy the content so far as well, again, you can still donate to the channel as well, if you would like to. And of course, if you would like to consider becoming a member of the channel for just 99p, you can do also as well. But anyway, guys, you were saying going. But anyway, guys, thank you so much again. See you all. Good night.
See you later. Take care, everyone. Thanks.
See you later.